Welcome to PMP Exam Express, the channel where real-world project management meets real exam mastery. In today's session, we're tackling 10 high-stakes, scenario-based PMP questions drawn from the core areas of scope, compliance, contract strategy, team management, and agile delivery. These aren't just surface-level questions. Each one mirrors the level of complexity and context you'll face in the actual exam, and I'll be walking you through them as a senior project management professional who's been in your shoes, passed the exam, and managed complex projects across industries. We'll break down the questions exactly as written, highlight keywords, walk through PMI-aligned logic, and reference the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, and the Agile Practice Guide, so you not only choose the right answer, but understand why it's right. If you're serious about passing the exam the first time, stay with me, because this is where clarity meets confidence. 1. During project execution, Sarah, a key stakeholder, requests a major scope change to comply with new GDPR regulations. The project is midway through. What should Alex, the PM, do first? A. Assess the impact on scope, schedule, and cost. B. Update the project charter to reflect the change. C. Reject the change due to regulatory constraints. D. Immediately implement the change to avoid penalties. Correct answer: A. Assess the impact on scope, schedule, and cost. Let's pause and break this down. The keywords here are major scope change, GDPR regulations, and midway through. Now, as a PMP professional, you know that urgency doesn't override process. Regulatory compliance is important, but we don't jump to implement changes without assessing impact. Perform integrated change control is the process in play here. Before anything else, you evaluate how the change affects your scope, timeline, and cost baseline. That's your responsibility as a project manager. Question 2. A construction project in Texas must adhere to new OSHA safety regulations. Priya, the PM, discovers non-compliant work. What should she do? A. Document the issue and continue work to avoid delays. B. Stop work and escalate to the compliance officer. C. Fine the contractor for non-compliance. D. Update the risk register, but take no immediate action. Correct answer: B. Stop work and escalate to the compliance officer. This is a compliance issue, and as senior PMs, we don't play games with safety regulations, especially OSHA. Non-compliant work is your red flag here. The moment you see this in the field, you stop work and escalate through the proper compliance or safety channels. Continuing operations in the face of known violations can result in legal liability and reputational damage. This aligns with PMBOK's stance on governance and compliance enforcement. Question 3. A software team using Agile discovers a new California privacy law, CPRA, affects their product. Raj, Scrum Master, should A. Add compliance tasks to the next sprint backlog. B. Ignore the law until the product owner prioritizes it. C. Halt the sprint and replan the release. D. Consult legal to assess the impact. Correct answer: A. Add compliance tasks to the next sprint backlog. This is a perfect Agile scenario. New privacy law, Scrum Master, and affects their product all point to a compliance-related backlog adjustment. As a certified Scrum Master or Agile PM, your first response is to log the compliance tasks in the product backlog and collaborate with the product owner to prioritize them for the next sprint. Agile is about incremental delivery, and compliance should be addressed iteratively, not ignored or deferred indefinitely. Question 4. David, PM, is managing a project with CPI equals 0.8 and SPI equals 1.2. What does this mean? 2 correct answers. A. Over budget, ahead of schedule. B. Under budget, behind schedule. C. Cost efficiency is poor, but schedule efficiency is strong. D. The project will finish early but over budget. Correct answers: A and C. Earned value metrics are core to the PMP exam. Here's how we interpret them. A CPI of 0.8 indicates cost inefficiency. An SPI of 1.2 means the team is progressing faster than planned. That makes A factually correct. You're over budget but ahead of schedule. And C is the conceptual interpretation. Cost efficiency is poor, while schedule efficiency is strong. D may seem tempting, but it assumes early finish without deeper forecasting. Question 5. A team member in India misses deadlines due to time zone conflicts with the US team. What should Fatima, PM, do? A. Reassign the work to a US team member. B. Adjust meeting times and use asynchronous collaboration. C. Escalate to HR for performance management. D. Ignore the issue to avoid conflict. Correct answer: B. Adjust meeting times and use asynchronous collaboration. This is a textbook virtual team coordination issue. Your keyword is time zone conflicts. As a senior project manager, you need to adapt your collaboration methods, not your people. That means you restructure communication flows, rotate meeting times, leverage asynchronous tools, and ensure everyone can contribute without burnout. Reassigning based on geography or escalating to HR is poor team management and culturally insensitive. Collaboration tools are the solution, not punishment. Question 6. A healthcare project must comply with HIPAA. During an audit, Carlos PM finds unencrypted patient data. What's required? A. Document the finding and schedule a fix for next quarter. B. Immediately encrypt data and report the breach. C. Terminate the contractor responsible. D. Update the project's risk appetite statement. Correct answer: B. Immediately encrypt data and report the breach. This is a critical compliance issue. When you see HIPAA in a question, your mindset must shift into immediate corrective action mode. The phrase audit and unencrypted patient data signals a direct violation. Under both HIPAA regulations and professional project governance, Carlos must act immediately. Encrypt the data, document the breach, and report it through proper compliance channels. This is no time to defer action or update documentation. You remediate first, then record it. Question 7. A vendor proposes a cost-plus contract for a high-risk regulatory project. What should Layla, PM, do? A. Accept, as cost-plus shifts risk to the buyer. B. Negotiate a fixed-price contract instead. C. Reject the vendor and self-perform the work. D. Split the work into time and materials phases. Correct answer: B. Negotiate a fixed-price contract instead. Here's a classic contract strategy scenario. Notice the phrase, high-risk regulatory project. That immediately tells us that the PM's goal is to shift as much risk as possible away from the buyer and onto the seller. Cost-plus contracts do the opposite. They put risk squarely on you, the buyer. A fixed-price contract protects your budget and keeps the vendor accountable. Rejecting the vendor or moving to time and materials isn't risk smart. You need contractual protection, not flexibility here. Question 8. An Agile team faces scope creep due to frequent stakeholder requests. What should Kai, Scrum Master, do? A. Lock the sprint backlog to prevent changes. B. Coach the product owner on prioritization. C. Automatically approve all stakeholder requests. D. Extend the sprint duration to accommodate changes. Correct answer. B. Coach the product owner on prioritization. This is a great Agile team maturity question. You're told the team is facing scope creep. That tells you the backlog is being disrupted. You're also told Kai is the Scrum Master, which means his role is to protect team focus and strengthen the product owner's backlog discipline. Option B is the Agile answer here. Coach the PO to push back with structure. Locking the backlog breaks agility. Automatically approving requests and extending sprints violates Scrum principles. Question 9. A project in the EU must comply with the AI Act. The team lacks expertise. What's the best action? 2 correct answers. A. Train the team on regulatory requirements. B. Hire a consultant specializing in EU AI law. C. Proceed and address fines later. D. Reduce project scope to avoid AI components. Correct answers. A and B. Here, we're navigating a compliance skills gap. The keywords: team lacks expertise and AI Act. Your job as a seasoned PM is to build capability and fill knowledge gaps proactively. That means train the internal team so they can deliver responsibly, and bring in a subject matter expert to ensure you're interpreting the law correctly. Avoiding compliance or scope dodging won't protect the business. PMI expects PMs to develop resources and bring in qualified help. Question 10. A risk register lists a potential FDA audit as high impact. The team's mitigation plan is outdated. What should Zara, PM, do? A. Update the mitigation plan and rehearse audit scenarios. B. Assume the FDA won't audit this year. C. Transfer the risk to a third-party auditor. D. Cancel the project to avoid non-compliance. Correct answer. A. Update the mitigation plan and rehearse audit scenarios. This is a strong risk response planning scenario. We've got a high-impact risk, an outdated mitigation plan, and a critical stakeholder, the FDA. Your action as PM? Update the mitigation strategies and prepare the team with mock audits or walkthroughs. Don't delay. Don't delegate responsibility away. And certainly don't abandon the project. Proactive risk management means preparing, not hoping for the best. Well done. You've just worked through 10 detailed PMP scenario questions with expert-level insights and full PMI context. If these questions helped sharpen your thinking, imagine what consistent exposure to this level of depth can do for your exam prep. So don't stop here. Subscribe to PMP Exam Express and join a growing community of professionals who are preparing to pass with confidence. And share this video with a fellow PMP aspirant. Remember, understanding beats memorizing, and PMP success comes from structured thinking, practiced reasoning, and command of the fundamentals. Stay sharp, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next session.